Hey, what's up? Scott Balkum here with Imagination Creation Films, and well, today it's Friday, and I just released a video, and well, let's see who else I could tick off today. Yeah, it is that time of the week. That time of the week is Friday, and you know what? I feel like live streaming on Friday. Normally I'm doing Thursday, but you know what? I just felt like doing it on Friday. And you know what else I'm doing on Friday? I am drinking a Shiner Candied Pecan Porter beer, and I'm going to enjoy a nice cigar. Why? Because I can. I don't have any other reason why I don't have to. So how is everybody out there in the wonderful world of live streams on YouTube? Anybody having, whoop, what is going on? Are you kidding me? Well, let's not do this one then. Hey, what's up? Scott Balkum here with Imagination Creation Films, and well, today it is Friday, and I don't think I've made everybody mad in the world, so let's give it a shot. That's a heck of a way to start a Friday, dropping all the frames on the internet because, well, that's how we like to do it. Hey, Richard, how are you, sir? YouTube's been doing a weird thing lately where it keeps unlisting my live streams as if I wanted to go live without anybody there. It's a strange thing. Maybe all the black magic folks are out to get me. I don't think so. So yeah, it's Friday, and going to be in and out. I'm getting a TV installed. You're getting a TV installed? Hey, Tyler, how are you, sir? You got a beer in your hand there, Tyler? You know, Fridays are great with beers in your hand. Simon, oh, there. Yeah, you got that right. So I don't know if anybody happened to catch my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K review, but wow, there is an entire army of Blackmagic people who don't like anyone saying anything negative about a Blackmagic camera. And you know what I did? I was honest. I was just honest. I gave the camera a review based upon how I shoot things, how I use them, how I expected it to work, how it worked. I didn't trash it. I said it felt cheap, but it's also a cheap camera. I said it did not perform in low light like they said it would at the right ISO settings. However, it works. It chews through media like crazy. It chews through battery like crazy, but it's a tool. Use it how you want. They also seem to be very upset that it wasn't like the most end-all dynamic range on the planet. It's not. It even says so from Blackmagic. It's not even as good as an Ursa Mini. Get over it, folks. Really, life is too short for that. Too short for that, but it's not too short for this. And you know why a cigar is a fantastic thing as an adult? We just lost the oldest veteran in the United States. I think it was yesterday. The guy was 112 years old in Austin, Texas, and he says he attributes his long life to cigars, whiskey, and something else. Whatever it was awesome. And so, you know what? I am perfectly fine enjoying my adult beverage and my adult cigar and all those fun things. So, how is everyone? Jim VR, don't let the turkeys get you down. You know what? I'm not. I was a little dumbfounded. I had uploaded it. It took forever. My internet was just, my internet. Pardon me. And I had uploaded it last night. I think it finished up about 3 o'clock in the morning. And so I put all the tags on there and just kind of watched it. And it immediately started getting views. And I thought, that's a little weird. And then it got more and more views and more and more views. I'm like, wow, that's really, here comes the comments. And the comments were very, very anti anyone saying anything about a black magic. I don't have a problem with black magic. I don't. It's just, as it is right now, that camera does not do anything more for me that camera right there does for the purpose that I use that camera. That's it. That's all there is. I have 4 YouTube accounts, just logged into this one at the moment. Oh, WG. Okay. Guns, women, and fire trucks are the key to long life. I don't know about fire trucks. It is, yeah, exactly, Jim. It is a tool. A camera is a tool. A light is a tool. We could just go through all these comments and just kind of talk them through. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, did I get anything good for Christmas? Yeah, my daughter got me a Craftsman roll-around tool chest. She goes, you can put all your camera batteries and everything in it. I'm like, that's pretty smart. What else? I got some Scotch glasses. Let's see, what else did I got? Oh, it's not out here. My wife got me a Bob Ross calendar. We're going all in apparently for Bob Ross, so why not? Yeah, well, Craftsman got sold to Stanley. What, isn't that correct? I think it got sold off to Stanley. So Craftsman has not been Sears in a long time. It's just a brand that's now made by Stanley. How about you, Tyler? Did you get anything good for Christmas? Yep, True Value carries it. That's true. Ace Hardware carries it. Yeah, Jim, the one of the things that somebody had posted out there that made me say it's just a tool. Well, it was. They said, "Gosh, I sure hope you don't have to go into a dark room with that GH5. I'd rather have the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K any day." My response was, first rule of being a DP, light. Learn how to light. You don't go into a dark room, you control the light. You make it appear how you need it to do, and then you're fine. Life goes on. I watched some Bob Ross yesterday. Man, he is on. No, he's not. It's an interesting story about him. Just that he was not a drill sergeant, but he was in charge of yelling at everybody to keep their barracks clean. And so he was always yelling at people. And then when he quit the military or retired, he said he was never going to raise his voice again. I mean, that's a fair thing. I mean, you spend all your life, 20-something years he was in the military, and you spend all that time yelling at people. I could see a vast change like that. Bingo, says Jim. Let's see. I bought myself an Easy Rig Vario 5 with the gimbal vest through the Red User Group buy. Just got some jiu-jitsu gear as well. Uh-oh. Apple Pencil for storyboards and a couple of games. Can you storyboard? I didn't know if you could storyboard. I might have to use you. He does leave. He likes to shake the devil out of it, Richard. That Easy Rig, I really like the Easy Rig for its simplicity, but the Vario is just, even with the group buy, I feel like they're making $2,000-$3,000 profit on those things. And I don't mind anybody making profit, but as long as it's that price, it's going to price out of my budget. Man, you know how many Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4Ks I could buy with that money? All the Blackmagics. I want the new iPad Pro and Pencil. I don't know. Apple has been so, I don't know. I've been so agitated with Apple lately. It looks like Tim Cook is undoing the Steve Jobs separation of desktop and consumable device, where I think Tim Cook wants to bring everything into an iPad and make that your computer. and everything stores up in the cloud, and that's not me. It is so not me. And if they keep going down that path, I'm not going to be able to continue down the Apple path. I mean, I already edit on Windows because it's vastly, vastly faster than Apple. It's cheaper than Apple. It works just as well as Apple. But I wouldn't mind an iPad Pro. Yeah, it's expensive, sure, but I use it every shoot. Nice. Just for Photoshop. R.I.P. Yeah. You know, Steve Jobs was I'm not one of those like devotees, followers that just follows Jobs everywhere he goes, but as much of a, I would say, I guess he's a jerk. He pretty much everybody that knew him basically said he was a jerk. But, you know, maybe his brain power was being used for creativity, and thus he didn't have brain power to be nice. Maybe so. And, you know, I'm sure Einstein was probably the least cordial person at the dinner table as well. But, you know, you gotta let people master what they got. I have my eye on a red Gemini, but I don't have that kind of money right now. Yeah, baby. That Gemini is the king. It really is. And, ooh, I could do a Gemini versus Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Then they couldn't bring out the whole low light comparison. Oh, what are you doing comparing an $80,000 camera to a $1,300 camera? That would be the first thing. I use that. That's going to be my my Blackmagic troll voice. You know what? Live and let live. I'm okay with it. My brother's computer has been calling me. What has it been calling you? Let's see. No, his adjective starts with an A. The low light, though. The Pioneers got the arrows. The Settlers got the light. Yeah, it's only 8K, or did you say 18? 8K. I said 80. I was exaggerating. That's Red doesn't even make a camera that's 80 anymore. Oh yeah, no, Richard, I can help you build a good machine. The Gemini starts at 20 grand for the body, and then you're going to have the monitor. You're going to want the adapters. You're going to want the power plate, all kinds of stuff you're going to want for the DSMC2. You can just use his, though, but do you have enough hard drive space on his? So apparently just the intro dropped all the frames. Maybe it's just too busy and it doesn't like it. Ooh. I don't know why I'm in such a mood today. I guess I just didn't expect that kind of reaction from people who obviously did not watch my review. It is getting a lot of traction. I was at like 500 views in like 6 hours, which is pretty phenomenal for me. I mean, I don't have the largest YouTube channel on the planet, but yeah. Oh, this is it's like somebody posted a Blackmagic video. What? Yeah, that's the way I feel, really. So yeah, I don't know why it's getting on me. I mean, I even woke up at like 6:30 in the morning, which is rare for me because I went to bed at 3, and just happened to be reading comments that people was going to get a Thunderbolt 2 to USB-C adapter to use my G-Raid. Is your G-Raid a USB-C? So, I mean, G-Ray, Thunderbolt 2 works on Thunderbolt 3. You just need an adapter. And any new PC that you build can be a Thunderbolt 3, in which case you'll get all the speed. That's the way I would do it. One day, this guy's going to make an appearance, and he's gonna help me probably review cameras from this point because I don't know what I'm doing. I should stick to my humor as I was told. So it would be great um, to just kind of it'd be great to use my humor instead of reviewing cameras because I don't know anything. Let's see. 19 gig E, 10 gig E, yes, 10 gig. I loves me 10 gig. Me 10 gig is one of my favorite things on the planet because it's so cheap. And the thing about Breaking Bad, 10 gig, you don't need a switch. As long as you have just a few PCs that are 10 gig, you can do it with just getting a multi-port card. Because like the price of a single Intel 10 gig card is like 220, and 240 you can get a two ports for like $10 more. So if you just take those two, then you can connect two PCs to that, and you would get 10 gig to each, and then you could just hang RAIDs off of everything and use it as its own route. You know, it works. Oh, I bought this a long time ago. And he has not made his full entry. At some point, I will. Ollie says, you're always going to have a mixed feedback when you do reviews, Scott. If you want to make everyone happy, sell ice cream. I don't think so. I don't think you could sell ice cream and make everyone happy. I think somebody would go, oh, you only have chocolate? I like vanilla, but I like the vanilla beans to come from France, where the original vanilla bean was made. Yeah. No, you're right. The stuff really doesn't bother me ultimately. I mean, I just keep talking about it like it bothers me. It was just how fast it grew and went out of control. And I thought, wow, how off base was I? I don't feel like I was, but you know, I'm going to sell ice cream. Here, have a beer. Not true. Lactose intolerant. Yeah, see, Simon's right. Lactose intolerant people will be like, do you have a soy ice cream, one that does not contain chocolate and or strawberry from Peru? That is really, really sweet. I was not expecting how sweet that is. A candied pecan porter. I like porters. I like pecans. I like candy, as you can tell. But that together, it's like drinking a praline. Ah, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. What's everybody got planned this weekend? I have planned what? I don't know. I don't know what I have planned this weekend. I got family in town, so probably go spend some time with the family. Soon I'm going to be driving out to California. I'm going to make a run. I hope the national parks are open by then. Visit New York. That's the wrong way there. So New York will be in the fall when the leaf peepers come out. Yeah, gotta do that at that time of year. Let's see, Bertram. You should do a video now on how Sony doesn't make the best camera ever. I could do that. I don't have a new Sony camera. Simon, send me your camera. I'm gonna trash it on YouTube. No, I mean, it's when I look at a tool going into my brain and how I mean, I buy things that are going to suit me for the jobs that I have and the tasks that I need them to do. For instance, I bought the A7R II 3 years ago, whenever it first came out. And the A7R III is vastly better. I mean, really, really, really much better than the 2 when it comes to like ramping and all kinds of time-lapse features that I use. However, I cannot justify those those benefits with the price. I'd have to sell my A7R2, have to invest in all new batteries, have to invest in a whole new time mechanism because the A7R3 uses different, can't use the app in it. So, I mean, there's a cost to do that, a price of conformance that must be met for it to be valuable to me. Now, if I had a job where somebody says, hey, I'm going to pay you $5,000 for these time lapses, and it needs those features, then I'm going to buy that A7R3. Otherwise, I'm going to stick with my A7R2. Just like the GH5 does everything that I need it to do for what I ask it to do. I don't ask it to do low light. Quite frankly, I know how to light. It's not a problem. I can put lights everywhere and turn it into whatever I need. You know, it's actually pretty dark in here. Oh no, the GH5. If the GH5S was so much better, then and it was going to be useful to me, I probably would have bought it. And then when the Blackmagic came out, if it was so much better than the GH5S, I would have bought it. But I don't just buy camera gear like that. I buy tools that I need that I can use. So back to lactose intolerant people. But I am going to do a video on how Sony's horrible. Let's see. You're just going the wrong way. Watch out for the radioactive haze in Astoria. Really? You got radioactive haze? Oh, that's the... Isn't that where the power plant blew? There's no best camera ever. That is true. There really isn't. And you know, another comment that somebody made was talking about grading, and that how I should have graded those clips so that people could see how awesome they were graded. But grading is an artistic styling. You don't grade based upon the shot. You grade based upon the look of the piece that you're doing. When you make a movie, you establish a look. You want it to look dark. You want it to look moody. You want it to look green or gray or blue. You have all of these things that go into the look. Then you start looking at what cameras can achieve that look. Doing it the other way is wrong, and that's not how it's done. So I found that hilarious that I was using log. All I was doing was grading contrast curve in log and adding some saturation so that it looked almost like Rec 709. Wow. I mean, I could have put a LUT on there, but how lazy is that? Wow. Breathe the wrong way. Let's see here. Halo Top ice cream is lactose free and pretty darn good. Well, Allie, I don't like lactose free ice cream. See, can't make anybody happy with selling ice cream. Now, I could sell ketchup. What is that phrase? I could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in a white dress. I could do that. My partner and I got the GH5S, partly on your recommendation. It's been the best investment we have made in our real estate photography in years. And we talked about that at great length. The features of the GH5S matched better to your needs than the GH5 did. And I wouldn't tell you to buy the GH5 over the S if you needed low light. If that was something that you had to have, and in real estate, you don't have control over the lighting as much. So, yeah, it made perfect sense. You also were going to be sticking it on tripods everywhere you went. You don't need the 5-axis stabilization. Makes perfect sense to me. Oh, Simon, I'm sure there's a best camera ever. I'm sure there is. What is the best camera? I'm going to go with a film camera. Like an Ariflex, like a nice Super 35 film camera. Because at that point, it's just the mechanism, and the mechanism is great, and it's a PL mount, so you can use any kind of Panavision lenses you need on there. So then we're not arguing about cameras, we're arguing about film stock. See? That's the best camera ever. But yeah, there's development costs and all that stuff. How we doing? We dropping frames? No, we're not. We're okay. We're doing all right. Yeah, I don't know why. I actually started the live stream 5 minutes before I started the live stream, but it had gone back to unlisted. I don't. Every time it goes to unlisted, it gives a video link and not the live link, which is I had a problem of several months ago, and it seems to be doing that again. I do not understand that. I do not. Did you see I fixed my intro now? I just was sitting there because the way I had it chopped up before was I had my intro on one and then I had the pre-music done on another button. And so I had to sit there and press the button for the music to start, and then when the trailer, the actual bumper was supposed to pop up, I had to hit the bumper button like a quarter second before it was supposed to go so that it could load and play. And I finally figured out on OBS, if I just put green screen, just a green solid in front of the bumper where the music starts, and then I just go in and do the Luma key or the chroma key on OBS, then it's seeing through it, and then as soon as the bumper starts, then it plays through and it goes back to a green screen. Hey, life is good. You can solve any problems if you just like not think about it. Oh, good times, good times. So, Ollie, what are you working on? Bertram, what are you working on? Jim, what are you working on? Simon, what are you working on? Tyler, you're working on a Gemini. Richard, are you working on your brother's computer? I'm working on just the first beer. Then I'll be working on the second beer. Oh, I figured this would be a busy... Hello, Kyle. How are you? I figured this would be a busy live stream. Last time I did it on Friday, I had so many participants. And Kyle, how are you, sir? You got how many red ones working now? You have 4 of them working? Are you creating a 2008 VR rig? I liked it. I liked the old red one. What I didn't like about it was the screen. You didn't monitor it that way. It didn't have like a built-in screen. 2.75. How do you have 75% of one? I would like to see how that works. Winter doldrums. So working on a FEMA cert, DoD cert, my red card, and radio licenses, and pestering the FAA with waiver requests. Nice. Bertram, since we finally hit the slow part of the year, really? The last week of the year is the slow part? It's all education right now. Trying to get that Part 107 license all finished up mid-Jan. Yep. I'll send you the R3D copy. Yeah, okay. I was... When you posted that, Jim, I was. That's why I was stalling right before I read Bertram's. I was like, FEMA cert. There's only one person I know doing FEMA certs right now, and that's Will. I kind of figured that's who that was at that point. Yeah, I got to get my Part 107. Everybody's going to get theirs before me, and then they're going to change it, and then I won't have one, and then, yeah, you know. So let's see. How can you work on any of those government things? Well, everything's shut down, right? I mean, it's all on vacation. Well, I heard that the national parks had a problem where the trash wasn't being picked up. Wow. Who would have thought that? Government shutdown makes all kinds of a pain right now. Yeah, it does. It does. I mean, Will, you're old enough to remember back in my day, we go through these shutdowns about what, once every 4 years, once every 3 years. I mean, we ought to have a plan in place at the government so that these just don't happen. But no, this is how people get their way. The only thing I don't like, the only thing I don't like about it is the national parks. So the people that work the national parks live in the national parks for the most part. Not the smaller ones, no, but like Big Bend, which is like the only national park we have in Texas. The people that work there live there. So they're getting to live on the national park place. They're going to get paid for anyway, even though they were off, they're going to get paid for it. They always get paid. In I think no time in history have they ever not been paid for the time that they did it. All they do is just get paid time off. That's not right. I want that. They still take my taxes. That's my rant. That was a non-political rant. I didn't choose a side. I didn't take a side. All I did was talk about the topic. So, Allie, you never said what you were doing? You were just saying about Hello Top Ice Cream. DoD contractors get paid. Everybody gets paid. Everybody gets paid except for contract. I don't think. Oh, do they? Oh, contractors do. Interesting. What is this cigar? Is this a San Cristobal? I feel like I've had this one before. I have, but this is a... Wow. I mean, when they gold label everything, I have no idea what it says. Wait. Flor de los Antilles. Oh, yeah, okay, I know that one. That is a good cigar. It's actually, it's nice and smooth. Let's see here. Wow, there are 11 new comments on my video over there. I just see them pop up periodically. Let's see here. What else? I almost started the video off with just a bunch of cameras and saying, this is a tool, this is a tool, this is a tool, this is a tool. I didn't do it. Is your 911 service down too? I don't know, is it? I thought 911 was serviced by the state or the city or the regional areas, isn't it? There's, is yours actually down up there, Kyle? I had not heard of it. Oh, man. Is my little microphone hanging? How's it hanging? It's time to retape the mic. Raid 5 for life. All right, let's get into a big argument about storage arrays. What's everyone's favorite storage array? Do you virtual? Do you build your own virtual storage arrays, or are you using a purchased? I know there's a G-Raid out there by Richard. Up there, I have 2 Synologies, 2 Netgear Ready NASs, and then in the house, I have 2 of the Eureka Raids. One of them is the external Thunderbolt 8-bay, and then the other one is the Raid, the PCI Express card that is used in the 8-channel array, which allows me to have, I think, 15 drives in my main editing workstation. Cassandra, look at you. Non-relational database guy. I don't deal with that anymore. That is history for Scott. Scott doesn't talk about, well, Scott talks about it all the time. Scott doesn't do IT work anymore. Thank God. Custom built RAID 5, okay. We just buy a big ass SSD drive. Well, dang. Somebody's rolling in cash. When we fill it up, we archive it and get another. Rarely do our clients ever ask for the old photos or videos of houses. That's true. That is true. You know what? I wonder, Bertram. You ever notice, wow, you could totally do that. Oh, this is a nice idea for you, Bertram. It's probably already been done. I just don't know that. So when someone buys a house, they get their house and it looks lovely and it's beautiful, and then they move in and then they wreck it. And then 20 years goes by and they're like, oh gosh, I wish we had some beautiful pictures of when the house was new. And they always forget to save those pictures on the Realtor Network. You could take your pictures and create a your new house photography package and sell it to them for like $150 with prints or whatever of all the photos that you took, so they would have a nice little remembrance of that house. Because, you know, I like to look at my old houses, and I mean, I always took the photos. So you know what? Why not? Let's see here. What about redundancy? So Scott is Scott's cheap. Scott really wants LTO, but I don't want to spend the money on the tape drive. It is the biggest like lump to buy at once. Everything else you can buy in pieces, which makes it so difficult for me. I can't do offsite or cloud because my bandwidth would never support it. I mean, gosh, I recorded 14 terabytes on my trip. That would be backing up still for 3 years, and chances are the data would die before it got up to the cloud. And some of you wonderful folks who have these things called high-speed internets, yeah, it's probably not a problem for you, and you could do the cloud. Although the new Amazon cloud offering, that's like super cheap, it still would cost me an exorbitant amount of money per month. And I guess I don't want to spend another monthly revenue. I'd rather buy the drive and know that it's going to sit there for 3+ years without being, problematic. The way I do redundancy is I have drives out here and I have drives in the house, and they are separate buildings. They're only connected by a power line and a network cable. And so I replicate data to these different NASs that are everywhere. That's how I do it. I mean, it's going to fill up. It really is. And that's where I want LTO, because at least with LTO, I can go put the tapes in a safe, which I can put in a different building and go from there. That's why I like Cassandra. It's JBOD. I can adjust redundancy on the fly. Well, you'll have to talk to me about Cassandra then, because maybe I need to consider that. And Cassandra is basically, Cassandra is like the free version of what Google uses, right? I know Cassandra is a non-relational database scheme, but you can store anything in it because it's that. Maybe I need to learn some more about it. Interesting idea. We haven't had anyone ask for something like that before, but I like it. See, Bertram, don't wait for them to ask. Wait, like, how long do the pictures come down? They buy the house, they close, they escrow, they get their keys. How long is the photos up that they can find? I would find out whatever that time period is and wait a week after that and then go to them with the package and show them a package. Have one printed up, ready to go. This is what it would look like. And that way, because the first thing they're going to do is going to go, well, I can go out and download it online, and you'll already know that the pictures are gone, plus they're your photos. And you can just sell it, find that price. Find the price where half of the people say yes and half say no. You're at a pretty close price at that point. Bertram uses Amazon Cloud for their backup. Let's see, go back. We should start a biz that stores physical backups. You mean Iron Mountain? They had a problem once, but yeah, that's kind of it. We utilize Amazon Cloud for our backup, but of course, since we are more photo and video, our requirements aren't large and they're strictly video business. That's true. I mean, your whole life of photography could fit on, depending on how many photos you take, but 10 terabytes for today. And that's pretty reasonable. It's what they use for photos and videos. Cheap old hard drives, whatever falls off the truck, just need any old nasty old Pentium server with an Ethernet port to plug them in. 50 to go, and storage cap goes down on your redundancy, your choice according to policy. And Cassandra's free, right? How hard is it to configure? I'm not a Linux guy. Not a Linux guy. I'm a backslash guy, not a forward slash. Maybe I need to spend a little time investigating that. I looked at what's the big it's not Soft Raid. Because Soft Raid's a pay-for product, but it was a big product for Raid that they would sell you pre-built jobs, they would sell you support, they would sell you premium, or you could just download it yourself and build it to your one. No, not EMC. Is EMC really in business anymore? I know Dell bought them. The last, the last EMCs that I dealt with were VMAX 2s, I think, the 2s, but the VNXs, we had a petabyte at my last place. And then we were going to Pure. Have you heard of Pure? Pure is 100% SSD. It's all solid state. And they sell it to you in usable amounts. And they do they do 2 levels of dedupe. So they dedupe it as it goes in, and then it goes back and does another pass of optimization all the time. And so you can get, I think it's 20 terabytes of drives gives you 40 terabytes of usable, redundant, and usable, redundant, not for video, but for general business purposes. It's 40 of redundant, and they even have drives and space allocated outside of that to compensate if like drives fail, all that. Yeah, Kyle. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna do a Will lecture period where Will teaches us all Cassandra. All the Black Magic folks will come in and crap all over the. Oh my God, Cassandra! Oh, did you store it in a RAID 5? Yeah, RAID 5. I'm a RAID 5er myself, although technically, if you follow the logic, RAID 6 is what you should be running if you're running SATA drives, because the mean time between failure of any bit will at some point cross that threshold of when RAID 5 fails. So the chances of, and this is any drive that's over, I think, 2 terabytes in size, whereby if you lost a drive and you go to replace it, the time that it takes to copy that data and re-replicate, you probably will lose some data in the process. Pick my brain anytime. Guess what Verizon runs on? My wallet. Yeah. Got you there. If y'all don't mind, I'm going to walk over and get another beer because a candied pecan port. Wow, why does that thing got like a cowbell on it? Oh, wow, that's weird. I've been working on the studio some more. It's hard to tell because I'm not giving you the tour, but I do have. Is this it? Oh, nope, that's not going to work. That's black cherry. I don't do cherries. That's another black cherry. Wow, what are we doing here? All they are black cherries. Why? Because Scott doesn't like black cherry. Well, ooh, I see what I see. Stash IPA. I will do that. Nope, it's a Stone IPA. Well, I thought it was a Stash. Same thing. I've got the green screen actually lit now with quasars, and it's a odd configuration up there. But basically, I was following the guidelines of trying to get an evenly lit green screen. with the lighting level set to 40 IRE. And so I wanted a solid, an even solid 40 IRE across the entire green screen. I wanted to do it with quasars because they're so cute and adorable, and I have a bunch of them, and they're useful, and the color is nice. And what I found was, so it is an 11 foot wide by 10 foot tall by 10 foot deep green screen, which is right there, and which many of you have seen it before. The quasars off to the side were in the way, and I was trying to keep an open floor plan here because the kitchen set is coming. I have committed to doing it. 2 weeks I will have the counter all built up with the stove, which is now behind that wall. Yeah, I'll do some cooking. Maybe I'll start a second channel. I don't know. I just want to do a cooking set as well. But digressing about 74 times, I didn't want light stands on the floor because I want to be able to walk through and move things quickly and not have it just kind of be in the way. So the quasars on the side, the light stands were in the way. I did get a nice even lit screen, but light stands. So I tried mounting them up above using the concept of, well, if it's a sick and it's curved, then if I put the light up here, then the distance for the light fall off should be about the same all the way across. Well, the quasars throw off light not evenly. So at a 45-degree angle, it's pretty hot, and then it's a little less on the edges. So doing it horizontally did not work. Dropping it down vertically did not work because then I just hit it with my head, and I'm tall, and my ceilings are only 10 foot in here. So what I did was, I don't have a way of demonstrating it. I have dual using those awesome mounts that I taught everybody how to make. And I have the quasars, 2 4-foot tubes on each, and they're mounted like this, and they're mounted forward. So it's kind of at a 30-degree angle downward and at a, let's say, a 15 or 20-degree angle forward. And what happens is the light on the right side casts the light to the left and vice versa. And it does it with such little overlap. It works. So I'll be doing a video on that. I'm really pleased with it. I already said I was going to do a video on lights. And so I wanted to be able to do all of that sitting right there with the green screen. I also have 2 seamlesses going on back behind it now. Woo! IPA after a porter. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Let's see. They got tired of playing for Tookie's gold-plated private jet. Yeah. CEO of EMC. Oh, that's no lie. I'm paying those. Yep. Let's see. We shoot with an HDR composite technique that has us shooting anywhere from 7 to 10 raw images per setup. A mid-size shoot takes about 50 to 80 gigs before I start editing. Per setup. Okay, so how many setups are you? I was like, 7 to 10 images take 50 to 80 gig? But you're saying per setup. So what? Are you taking the same image and you're shooting at different levels? Or are you shooting kind of like a gigapixel where you're getting a super high res? I'll be interested in that. And then you're doing 7 to 10 per setup. How many setups are you doing as well? Don't forget the wet bar. For the kitchen set, the wet bar's right there. I have one. I can't show it to you. Well, no, I can't. I was like, maybe I can. Yeah, no, it's GoPro's not hooked up. Overhead camera's not hooked up. Everything's not hooked up. Wet bar's right there. The full bar is right there. I mean, where do you think I got this from? It came from the fridge in the wet bar. Kyle, I do cook. I'm a tinkerer when it comes to cooking. I love I love to take someone else's knowledge and apply it across like 3 different people's stuff and then apply it. I think ultimately, though, when it boils down to it, what I've really just found is that you can make anything great by making something, putting garlic, butter, Parmesan, and bacon on it. You do that, everything's better. Even dessert. I like to cook as well. Nice. See, my intention, and I like this channel for filmmaking, but I also like this channel for just a fun all-around community. I don't know. I'll probably do a separate channel for the cooking, but I'll do the making of it on this channel. But I love cooking, and I love cooking shows. They're so simple. I mean, they're paying the rear to shoot, but they're so simple and fun, and you get a good finished result, and you get to eat everything you make. So my intention is to have guests come on and make whatever they're good at. Because I have lots of friends who like to cook. Right now I'm on, where'd that come from? Right now I'm on an Italian kick. Anything Italian, I am so hooked on it. Basically, you got cheese in it. Bertram says each room may have 3 to 5 different setups. Yes, we shoot each shot at different exposure levels, then ambient light shot, and then a flash shot. So you're doing some serious post work to get those pictures, but they look great, don't they? That's what my friend Malia up in Seattle, she does as well. She goes in, she spends a couple hours at each house, she shoots it, and when they're done, it's the most beautiful lighting ever. And you know it's not lit that way because, I mean, we know it's not. I know that, excuse me. When I sold a house, well, really the last 2 houses that I sold, I took my own photography. As we all would, because who's going to pay somebody else to do it when you got all the gear yourself? And I used my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. No, I didn't. But I did that. I took several shots of each, high, medium, and low, and then averaged them out and just got that full dynamic range. And then, I mean, it just looks beautiful. And it sold that house. I got asking price for it. Let's see. All those combined in post in a single final image, we typically deliver 40 to 70 final edited photos to the client. Interesting. If you don't mind me asking, can you give me a range and price for the average house that you're selling this package to? Just, you don't have to if you don't want to. It's no problem. I'm just always interested in that market. I don't think I could do it, but it is an interesting market out there for sure. I had to teach my wife to cook. Don't tell her that, though. I'll be singing soprano alto. Yes, you would. I'm interested in the making of that show, Indian Spices for Me. I dig Indian food. I really do. My wife does not, but she's only had it like twice. Real Indian food, she's only had like twice. I always try to take her out and like have her experience all the flavors because she doesn't know. She doesn't know what she doesn't know. She didn't live a sheltered life. She just it was a very it's not sheltered, but I mean they just didn't go out to the various restaurants. They just ate like American type foods all the time. So like I always joke that her notion of seafood was Mrs. Paul's fish sticks, which actually aren't too bad if you do them right. See, I'm another thing that I'm working on right now is mastering fish and chips, because when you get a good fish and chips, oh man, is it so good, and that's hard to do. And I like Alton Brown a lot for learning why things happen. I've got all of his shows all recorded. Okay. Indian Spices. Sotheby's, our biggest client, is pretty happy with our product. So long as they're happy, we're happy. You know what? As long as their checks cash, You don't care. Where did Sotheby's come from? I mean, I know the original Sotheby's, but did Sotheby's go out and acquire a real estate company, or did they literally build theirs up from the ground up? Because I just remember Sotheby's was not a thing 20 plus years ago for real estate, and then all of a sudden they're everywhere. For the DC area, an average house might be anywhere from 250 to 500. Okay, we charge as little as 200 and as much as 5,000. So it's a huge. Wow. Okay, that is interesting. That is interesting. I would not have thought the low end of your charge that you're charging, and the pricing, I guess, is about right for DC. That's about a 3-bedroom townhouse typically, isn't it, in that area? Are we dropping frames? Oh boy, we are dropping. Oh, I know why. Dadgummit. Oh, let's see. Is it going to recover? Let's see if it, okay, I think it's going to. Yeah, so I'm doing some work for a friend, and he was just dropping files into my Dropbox. I did not click to that. So Dropbox is, oh, here comes the drops. Wow, it's dropping all the frames at once. I'll try not to move. I'm not sure how they got into the business. Occasionally, it's not too bad, though. Yeah, Dropbox, it is odd. Dropbox is a download, so it should not affect my upload, but, you know, we live in the country. I mean, who's to know? Who's to know? So I've got a lot of homework to think about here. I got to think about Cassandra and how I can leverage Cassandra anywhere, because I've got all those drives. Okay, that's fine. Hello, Kerwin. How are you, sir? How is South Korea? Did you have any kind of contact with the family? I mean, I'm sure a phone call or video chat with your family for Christmas, but hope you are doing well over there in South Korea. Speaking of spices, how are the spices in South Korea? Are you adapting to the South Korean food? It's spicy. Now, Will, is there a point where it's not of any value? Like, let's say you have a whole bunch of, say, like 6 terabyte drives or 8 terabyte drives, and then you have a bunch of 1 terabyte drives. Do you put the 1 terabytes in, or is the value of it not there? And also, what kind of speed can you get out of Cassandra? Is it just for backup? Is that your only thing? Oh, wow, dude. Welcome back to the U.S. You're in Maryland for the holidays. You get, what, 2 weeks? 3 weeks? That's nice. You get to spend time with your family and your kiddo. That's going to be nice. Number of servers you have to feed power to. Oh, that's true. Hey, Kerwin, are you in the market for a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K? You should watch my review. Everyone loves it. Not. Until the 7th. Well, that's good. You get like the 12 days of Christmas. That's something has to host it. No, I get that, but I mean, like, obviously you're limited to gig, but let's say like I've got tons of motherboards up there. There's like 5 machines upstairs doing nothing. But they all have like 10 SATA ports on there. However, because they're all using this motherboard SATA, their speeds are horrible. Soft RAID is horrible. So if I put 10 hard drives on that server, what kind of speed am I going to be able to get using Cassandra off of those drives? Or does it really not care? How much? I'm assuming you're asking about the camera. The camera's like $1,300. If you read all the comments on my review, you would think that I just completely just crapped all over it, and I didn't. I just said I wasn't going to upgrade. I wasn't going to swap out my GH5 is all I said. But wow, gee, yeah. I liked the review. It was informative and answered some of my questions. I agree that due to the form factor, I'd rather use my GH5S. Yeah. You know, Blackmagic has a very particular look, and that it their look that works is everything from the 4.6 to today. So every camera that they've come out with since the 4.6K sensor has that color science that looks nice and it's reasonable. However, I had my Ursa Mini 4.6 and I had it along with my Red, and I would shoot it. What I found was the Ursa Mini 4.6 chewed through data faster than my Red, because it's just using ProRes and it's not using, and I wasn't going to use RAW. And ProRes is not compressible. So it was chewing up more data than my Red, and my Red had a visible dynamic range improvement over the Blackmagic. And I was able to pseudo match them, but what I found, and this is true even with the GH5, and I'm not sure where it comes in, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure anybody that watches this live stream from the Blackmagic Troll group will be able to answer it for me. But in the highlights area of the image, to me, I get kind of a silvery, kind of a metallic feel from the highlights. And I don't know any other way to explain that. I am not a colorist, so I can't speak that logically all the time. But the GH5 does it too. The GH5 and the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K did it almost exactly the same. The Ursa Mini 4.6 did it differently, but it still did it. The Red does not do it. Arri Alexa does not do it. Varicams do not do it. Sony does not do it. So it is something with the way that I guess either the log curve is being done, or maybe it's the sensor. I don't know. It's a wild one. Let's see here. Oh, you inherited 50 1U pizza boxes. Wow, 4 hard drives each. What kind are they? Tell me more about the pizza box. I'll have to ask the wife. No, don't ask the wife, Kerwin. Don't do it. Don't do it. You come home, you spend time with the wife. Don't ask to spend money. Besides, you'll have to spend a whole bunch of money on hard drives. So I put a bunch of crappy 80s, 320s, 1 terabytes, 2 terabytes in total, about 100 terabytes, 2-to-1 redundancy, counterpoint. Whole get up is noisy as a motor. Well, that's the 1Us. The benefit of those 51Us is with those fans spinning as fast as they are, it's easy to move around. If you release the legs on your racks, then you just use the fan power to just kind of push the rack around the room. And with all those spinning hard drives, if you knock your rack over, it'll pop right back up. Kerwin, don't give me any money, dude. I appreciate that, though. Thank you. Thank you for the super chat. No expensive RAID controllers, software, metadata controllers. It eats the house in the winter. That's true. Yeah, but you didn't tell me about speed. You still haven't told me what the speed comes up to. Drop frames again. Are we dropping? We're dropping? We're back. Okay. Thank you for keeping me good. Let's see here. Something about metallic clipping in the highlights. Yeah, it's not the clipping. Well, maybe it is. Maybe it's I don't know. It is definitely in the upper section of the highlights. I mean, the highlights have a broad area, but it's not the top. It's somewhere in the middle, and you can see it in. If you look, so on that Blackmagic review, there are 2 shots that you should be able to see it. One of them was the shot with the sun, when it's on the corner and it's pointing towards me and there's vehicles that are turning, you'll see the sun, which is obviously going to be clipped. And then to the left, you'll see clouds. Look at both the GH5 and there are the Pocket Cinema camera. They both have a funny look in the clouds. The other one would be with the, what's the German windmill thing that spins with candles in the park. That one, if you look up in the top left of the sky, it does that kind of metallic thing as well. Happy New Year, Kerwin. Again, Kerwin, always, anytime I have the opportunity, thank you, sir, for your service. Let's see. Well, I have a second for play out. Isolated SSD. 2 is fast. 1 is ludicrous play. Ludicrous speed would be an awesome thing for storage array. 4 gigabytes contiguous read. 2 gigabytes contiguous write. Wow. It looks like all one volume to my KVM workstation. Okay, but for playout, you have to stage that data. You have to bring it to there. And I guess maybe that's what I just need to do is work on a better media manager, because I try to make my stuff as playable from wherever it is as possible. Obviously, my duplicate copies are 1 gigabit away, which is not necessarily playable. Sensor distortion, probably see the individual silicone cells responding differently. Yeah, you know, you're kind of making me want to go test it and figure out what the heck it is. Because it is what I don't like about the GH5. The other thing I don't like about the GH5 is their Vlog light that they have in there, and you have your full your full IRE table from 0 to 100, but you cannot do that on the GH5. No, no, no. You never go below like 22 IRE, and you never go above like 82 IRE when you shoot Vlog. And if you do that, you can expand it out and you get these beautiful images. But good grief, why? That's defeating the purpose of log. Log is not squishing it and bringing it back. Log is using a curve, a logarithmic curve that allows you to get a whole lot more on of dynamic range in the actual codec. That'll be funny if I have like the Master of Red just subscribed to my YouTube channel. The Master of Red Color Science just subscribed. So I'm waiting for him to like jump in on a comment and just go, yeah, Scott, no, you're wrong. You know what? If he tells me I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Absolutely. Still dropping frames. Only dropped about 4%, but we've dropped a lot recently. So, yeah. Kerwin, I see you fared fairly well on that whole YouTube binge thing where they went in and disabled a whole bunch of accounts. They do that, what, once a year or something like that. And I kept getting this notification saying, you're going to see a significant drop in your users. I'm like, how many of my users are fake? I want to know. I lost 10 is all I lost, so I feel pretty good. Yours was a little more, but it wasn't much at all. You still have more subscribers than me. Yeah, you still got more than me. I don't know how you do that. Maybe it's just your charming personality and your great humor. You know what it is? I think it was when you ate that McDonald's. So what, Kerwin, aside from your family, because that is such a given, take the family out of the equation. What was the one thing you looked forward to coming back to the States from South Korea? There's got to be one thing that you just are like, oh, thank God I'm here. I want to go X. What is it? And you can't say the family. That's a given. We know that. Oh, let's see here. You lost 3. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't as bad as on TGI Fridays. You know, I like TGI Fridays. Every time I used to say, hey, let's go there for lunch. People were like, TGI Fridays. It's good. That the Jack Daniels sauce that they put on chicken and beef and the flat iron steak. Oh, it's so good. They used to have that sauce, Kyle and Kerwin, that's something I want to make. I want to learn how to make that sauce that they do because it's really good. They used to have this thing at TGI Fridays where they would make fresh donuts for you, donut holes, and they would fry them in the back, and then they would bring them in a bag full of like it was not powdered sugar, but it was regular sugar and cinnamon, and they'd shake the bag right in front of you, and then set it down, and you open it up, and there's these like instantly hot, delicious. They don't do them anymore, but oh my gosh, they were so good. Now, Will, In-N-Out, isn't In-N-Out up in New York now? I feel like, I mean, In-N-Out's an interesting, sorry, at the moment. In-N-Out is the interesting burger chain because they're the only chain that is not franchised. The only chain that I'm aware of that's not franchised. And so that means they have complete and total control over every restaurant. And they're expanding like crazy. They're making money hand over fist. No Steak and Shake? Oh, man, I like the Steak and Shake. Sauce making is an entire focus in itself. Yes, it is. It's a whole show. It's a whole season of shows, really. Kerwin, the Daniels sauce. Yes, that Daniels sauce. My wife always gets the Jack Daniels chicken, and I always get the flat iron steak, which is a horrible steak, but with the sauce, it just seems to not matter anymore. Will. Yeah, Tyler, sorry. Well, Whataburger. Oh, man, when are you coming to Texas next? I'll drive to wherever you are, and I'll take you to Whataburger when next time you're in Texas. And we'll go get an A1 Thick and Hearty burger together. And we'll sit there, and we'll talk amongst friends, and we'll consume an A1 Thick and Hearty burger, and let's just see how you feel about In-N-Out. Yeah, burger does sound delicious. It really does now. I've kind of destroyed myself. Me and the family are going tonight. Dude, yeah, TGI Fridays. Let's see here. Oh, hello there, Tim. How are you, sir? I am just chatting with the world, not about black magic. There was Jack in the Box's swill. I don't know. Jack in the Box had this one burger. It was the best burger I have ever. Well, no, I can't say that anymore. It was the best burger Jack in the Box has ever made. It was called the Colossus. I don't know if you remember that. That was from like the 90s. The one they have now that's similar is called the Ultimate Cheeseburger, but the Colossus was the king. What? Jack in the Box made you sick? What'd you get? They have good curly fries too. Dude! All right, Kerwin. You let me know when you're up in Fort Hood. I'll drive up there. We'll go hit a Whataburger together. Yeah, Fort Hood is real close. Not too shabby of a drive, like 2 hours from here. We'll do it. I'll buy yours. Let's see. Burgerville is the closest thing we have to In-N-Out here in Oregon. You know, yeah, I wish I'd have gotten to spend more time in Oregon. I will come back through there again because I did not get the full Portland tour. I went around and did the river, the Multnomah Falls. I did all that. I just kind of went around Portland. It was all foggy and smoky, and just everything was not up to speed. So I feel like I need like 3 or 4 days in Portland, and maybe if I can get my little like driving tour thing going right, maybe I can do this right and create something as I go. One of their burgers, can't remember which one. Huh, interesting. Let's see here. So I don't know, Will. Jack in the Box, it's okay. We can agree that Burger King's horrible. Can we agree on that? And we can agree that Taco Bell is the only. Why do we always get on food? Because it's always dinner time, isn't it? It's 5:30. Taco Bell is the only food that can defy physics. It can actually go through your body faster than any other food on the planet. Found out the other day. Great, that's awesome, dude. That is so cool. You're going to be stationed there, so you're going to bring the family down? That'll be nice. We have TGI Fridays. Tim, are you just kind of you kicking back on Friday, or are you just busting your hump? Taco Bell breakfast is pretty good. I don't know. I think I've only had Taco Bell breakfast once. Now, see, here in Texas, everywhere there's a Taco Bell, there are 3 taco stands that are somewhere in the vicinity. And when you get, like, I don't know, a little old lady who's been making these breakfast tacos for her family for like 40 years, and then she opens up a stand, and you have one of those breakfast tacos, there's no other breakfast taco to have. I love those little tiny taco stands. Those are great. It was Simon's fault that got me hooked on those. When Simon was here, let's see here. I had a friend who worked at BK. I watched her open the shake machine to clean it, and it came out. Still makes me sick to think about 30 years later. Is it McDonald's or Burger King? I think it's Burger King, where you can take the shake and set it out in the sun for like 6 hours and come back, and it's still the same consistency. Is it McDonald's or Burger King? One of those is that. Yeah, that's cool. I'm happy to hear that, Kurt. When you've done your overseas tour for a while, now you get to come back. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. Yeah, yeah. The little taco stands are the best. All right, let's go tamales. How many tamales per person? That is the trivia question of the day. We're not dropping frames at the moment, but we are still dropping frames periodically. Wow, I feel dark. I don't know why. What is missing? You like my oversized novelty LED bulbs? I'm just kind of like beautifying everything, just making it perfect. It'll be like the ultimate YouTube studio. Not. We need a name for this guy. Anybody want to help me name him? I have yet to come up with a name for him. Troll. He's always sleeping. Let's see here. Oh, well. Killer rabbit. Yeah, really. Rabbit killer. Yep. Yeah, I can honestly say the last time I ate Burger King was probably in the 90s. And back in the 90s, I used to crave the flavor that their flame-kissed burgers had. Not anymore. Not anymore. I do not. Let's see here. The only thing I haven't figured out for my kitchen set is what to put in the background, because I am not going to build a kitchen cabinet set. I'm not going to have a fake fridge. I'm not going to do all that. Mostly because I don't have the square footage to do it. Well, you're ruining everyone's desire to have a hamburger right now. And Kerwin's going to go eat TGI Fridays. Don't ruin his appetite. He's going to get Jack Daniel's sauce. That's delicious. Just Burger King. Right. Oh, good times. Well, did everybody have a good Christmas or holiday season or whichever holiday you do celebrate? I don't ever intend to offend anybody. I offer it. I found that most people, when you wish them a Merry Christmas, will correct you nicely if it's not Christmas they celebrate. And then you just wish them whatever it is. But did everybody have a nice holiday time? And we got New Year's coming up. And anybody got any New Year's resolutions they're doing? I don't. My resolutions last about an hour. And they're usually not of anything about. Usually it's you know what, I'm gonna go on a diet, and then my mom's like, hey, we're having turkey and ham for lunch, and I'm like, okay, so it lasts about an hour. You got a GoPro Hero 7. So what do you think of the GoPro stabilization? A lot of people are just raving about that thing. I hear it's better than the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K. Honestly, it probably is because it has stabilization. Now, I have the last GoPro I bought was the 5. And I think I have 6 GoPros over the years. And I keep all the old ones because my visual is one day I'm just going to be like, you know what? I'm going to go take the van through like this mud pit. And I'm going to suction cup all those old GoPros that I don't care about on the van all over the place. And I'm going to get that most awesome shot. I haven't done it yet. I just can't bring myself to run the van through the mud. I did get stuck that one time, and that was a little embarrassing. So, yeah, that's it's not good for anybody. Oh, great. The internet's going to be closed. That's good. Yeah. Anybody got any New Year's resolutions? Anybody got anything? Are we dropping frames? No one's getting... We are dropping frames. Let me stop moving. Did you get anything cool in the holidays? Are you going to have to... You think monotone helps? I don't think it helps to drop frames. Well, it has been an hour and 20 minutes of a live stream. And I feel like it's pretty good. I feel like we had a good Friday. I feel like we connected. We chatted. We found out some good things. We found out we have a lot of common interests. We found the core, you wonderful people. You like food, so I figure the behind the scenes stuff with the food stuff is going to work out well on this channel. Yeah, I like what the future holds. Should I have to figure out how to not get rid of the eye look on, the fisheye on the GoPro footage? The way you're going to do it, you have to go to the 2.7 K resolution, and then you can switch to medium or narrow field of view, and then it will be that. It won't be 4K, but it'll be 2.7. But honestly, upscale it. Nobody's going to notice. It's YouTube. What I don't understand is why GoPro has never come out with the removable lens. Just do it. Just do it. You know how many GoPros they would sell if they would do that? Oh, man, they would sell a ton. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Yeah. So let's close this one out. I hope everyone. I hope I have a live stream before the end of the year, but you never know. End of the year is what. It just voids the word. Well, yeah, it does take a little bit of effort. Well, I mean, you got to crack it open. DJI Pocket. I don't know. A lot of people like that little pocket, and DJI has definitely come a long way since they got Hasselblad. Their cameras are vastly better, and I mean, I'm not gonna knock it, but you're not gonna take the Osmo and like run down a ski slope with it and crash it. It's not gonna work again. But the GoPro will, and in that case, if I'm going down a ski slope, I'll take the GoPro Hero 7 with its stabilization over the Pocket Osmo. But I mean, that Osmo is tiny. It's only like this big. It's a little bitty. I don't have one right now. I don't have the money to get one because I am full time. Yep. So, all right, let me close this one out. I hope everyone here has a wonderful, wonderful New Year, spending it with family, friends, whoever you want to do it. Enjoy a nice beer or cigar or anything of your choosing. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you for joining me on my adventure these past couple of years. I am going to keep going. Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K be damned. I will just keep on making the videos the way I make them because... You know what? I'm me. I'm not changing me because somebody doesn't want me to be me. Me. So, yeah. Happy New Year. Remember, if you have any questions or comments, do feel free to put those in the comment section down below. I do try to read and respond to each and every one, even if it's just to say thank you or to refute some strange comments in a Blackmagic review. Follow me on social... I've only had 2 beers, really, honestly. Follow me on all social medias at Scott Balkum. Everything except for Snap. Nobody does that anymore, clearly. I do have a Patreon. If anybody wants to support me on Patreon, I greatly appreciate each and every one of my Patreon supporters. I do that individually and thank them and offer them just like, pats on the back and extra assistance here and there. So if anybody wants to be a Patreon supporter, I appreciate you. Appreciate you already, but you know what I'm saying. Don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up this video, share it with all your friends. Go thumbs up that Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K review, and then thumbs up all my comments refuting everything I did. That's awesome. But yeah, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. Happy New Year. Oh, Jason. You'll be okay, Jason. You'll be okay, Jason. Bye. Y'all be good.